Hi, I'm Doc Palmer. I'm the author of McGraw-Hill's best-selling reliability book, the Maintenance Planning and Scheduling Handbook. Maintenance planning and scheduling is a best practice, but the fundamental concepts to make it work are very unusual and they're weird. So most people don't get that. And it turns into a big exercise in frustration. But because of that, and that most people don't get it, it gives us an opportunity for a competitive edge. The two concepts are, one, we want to run planning as a Deming cycle. We're not going to give perfect job plans to craftspersons. We would like to, but nobody's perfect. And instead, we expect our craftspersons to be professionals using their judgment on jobs, but we want to give them the best head start that we can in the time we have to develop a plan. Then we want to use their feedback to make the plans better, and over the years we learn more, have more time to make the plans better. So over the years we're just running a continual improvement cycle, continuous improvement, plan, do, check, act, the Deming cycle. We're actually applying Dr. Deming to maintenance. That leads to better job execution over the years, which makes our equipment more reliable, less prone to breakdowns. And with higher reliability, we achieve our mission better, whether it's profit or non-profit, but certainly safer in a legal manner and environmentally correct. However, without scheduling, we don't complete more work than normal. And the maintenance manager's question is, how can we complete more work to include proactive work when our hands are full of reactive work? Well, the purpose of scheduling is to help us complete more work. But most people think that the purpose of scheduling is to complete the schedule. So they underload the schedule and they have good schedule compliance and they call it a day. But because of Parkinson's law, the amount of work assigned expands to fill the amount of time available. We just need to fully load weekly schedules and say it's okay to break the schedule and expect less than, not only expect, but accept less than perfect schedule compliance. Our objective is not to achieve schedule compliance. Our objective is to complete more work than we would normally complete. So because of Parkinson's law, we have to fully load the schedules. Because of the churn in real life maintenance, you won't complete the schedule. In fact, if you're over 90% schedule compliance, you've underloaded the schedule and you don't get the pop-in work order completion right. So all that aside, we've been talking recently about the computer, the CMMS, Computerized Maintenance Management System. Maintenance kind of is only a part of the picture. Most companies are using an EAM, Enterprise Asset Management, but we'll just consider it the CMMS. And today we want to talk about mobile devices. Mobile device in the hand of a maintenance person, craftsperson out at the job. It's got to be real time. That's the advantage of this mobile device out there. It's real time, especially for planning. It's for the feedback. We want that feedback. On a piece of paper, just you have the paper out there on the job. The plan said one gasket and a short ladder. Well, while you're out there working, I need 2 gaskets. I'm going to go ahead and write that down. This job would be a lot better if I had a longer ladder. I'm going to go ahead and write that down and then go get a longer ladder. The paper is real time. It's right there. So with any mobile devices, it has to be right there, handy, real time. And it cannot be fragile. If you drop it and break it, your mechanic's going to leave it in the truck. It's not going to be out there at the job. Later when they get to the truck, they're not going to remember, oh yeah, 2 gaskets, longer ladder. They're not going to remember that. And it's got to be rugged. If it does break, the IT department has got to be quick to replace it. It's not, well, you broke it. You've already broken 3 of them this month. We're not going to give you another one. Then you're going to leave it in the truck. It's got to be able to fast boot up. It can't be, you push a button on your mobile device, and after a while, a few seconds, it opens up. And that's got to be instantaneous. It's real time. It's got to be fast. Can you do the input with gloves? If you can't, is there an easy stylus that you can use? Can you do voice input right away? Can you do the voice input amidst the plant noise that's in your background? Is it viewable in the bright sunlight, the glare? Is it viewable in a dark place? All this you can do with paper. You could use a flashlight in the dark. You got your job site lit up with lights and you're working on something. Is your mobile device waterproof? You know, a lot of our areas, even if it's not raining, it can get wet. Well, a piece of paper, you can kind of keep it dry. You can still make some scratchy notes on it. You can turn in that greasy, wet piece of paper. That's all right for feedback. It was there on the job. They wrote down their information. But if your mobile device is not waterproof and you leave it in the truck, it's not real time anymore. So all of that together, it just has to be real time. My mobile device, just my cell phone, for example, when I use the last dab of peanut butter, I pull out my mobile device, turn it on, go right to the notes on the grocery list and write peanut butter. But when I use the last slice of bread, I pull out my mobile device, right then it boots up. I can write on it bread. And then later, when the planner's looking at the information, we're going to the grocery store. My wife says, what do we need for groceries? I pull out my mobile device and say, peanut butter and bread. It was real time. And it's great I keep it with me. The piece of paper, where did I put that piece of paper? We talked last time about it's easier to lose paper. It's a little bit harder to lose electronic stuff. I've got this mobile device right with me. It's in the system. We have the information. But it's got to be real time. And then we might not need constant connectivity if you can put your information in there and later connect. But if you're using the mobile device in the field as a mechanic, instrument electrician, and you're trying to do troubleshooting, have we ever had this problem before? What did we do on it last time? It's got to be connected. Or you're losing some of that aspect of the connectivity and stuff. The radios we had when we were at the power plant, there were repeaters all over the city of Jacksonville. We could constantly communicate with each other. Cellular service is quickly becoming available everywhere. So, we ought to be able to have something going on with there. If I want to research plant data, look at drawings and stuff, you could say, well, maybe you could have all the pertinent data uploaded to your mobile device for that job before you go out there. But what if you want to research other similar jobs and you want to, you've worked on this somewhere at another plant, or what did they do with it? That real time being able to talk to the other people is good. And then using cell phones, this is a fairly small screen. The cell phones are slowly getting larger and larger, but I check the news every day. I look at drawings, I look at charts on the news, I'll use my fingers and expand. So we have to think, is that possible for maintenance? Would we use employees' phone? Or would we pay for them to carry a second phone around with them? Would we allow them to make personal calls on that company phone if it's a separate phone? And then maybe looking at larger stuff. Maybe there's special glasses that could connect to your mobile device where you could envision virtually in front of you a larger drawing and stuff. And then being able to chat back and forth with colleagues. You could do that with a cell phone. Why not write with a mobile device? Hey, I'm working on the 1A boiler feed pump, and I've got a problem inserting the bearing. It doesn't look like it's quite the right size. Does anybody know anything about that? It'd be like the mobile radio, but instead of being on channel 2, you could be on the maintenance channel, and maybe another mechanic would see it and be able to quickly get with you. So it's got to be rugged, real time, and we've got to consider using it out in the plant. So don't go cheap on the mobile device that you get. It's got to be practical, and test it. Maybe buy some test ones that you can test with. Get your mechanics input, and then we will talk probably next time about the digital plant. It's not enough to have a physical plant when the engineers walk away from the project. They've got to give you a digital plant as well. And we should have all the electronic information, parts, spec details, information that you can find on your digital device. So we'll talk about getting that from the engineers when they give you a project. So that was quick today, but I wanted to give you my thoughts off the cuff on mobile devices. Thanks for letting me be part of your maintenance family, and we'll see you next time, and God bless.